Hi, I'm Paul. Welcome to your mat. We're going to do a super deep stretch practice. We call these classes here on the channel Mellow Yellow Yoga practices. We're going to focus on the hips, the hamstrings, and shoulders today. If you have a belt or something similar, a blanket and a block or two, have those props nearby. If you don't have these props, no problem at all. We'll work around it. All right, let's get going. We'll begin with puppy dog pose. If you have two blocks, work your elbows onto your blocks. You could do it with one block too, but two blocks gives you a wider base. If you don't have blocks for this, you could do this with elbows on the floor, or I like using a tabletop or a counter. Great way to elevate your elbows and get your head below the elbows. So if you have two blocks, elbows come on at the medium height of the blocks. Elbows are about shoulder distance apart. They could be slightly wider. And then you walk your knees back, or if you're standing at a table or a ledge, you could walk your feet back and you just melt down. So chest and head dropping towards the floor, but there is some resistance here. Press your hands together in prayer position and lift your shoulders towards the sky. So we are trying to get the head of the arm bones back. And this makes this not only a deep stretch through shoulders and chest, but it's very therapeutic for your shoulders, this integration of the head of the arm bone. So elbows press down, whether it's floor, blocks, or table, shoulders lift, and chest melting. Breathe in and out through your nose. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, just a slow, methodical breath. You hear the sound. Feel yourself releasing any tension, gripping through your shoulders and neck, through the muscles of your face as well. Relax your face. Just see what's here for you today. Sometimes we show up, we feel really vibrant, really free and open in the body. Sometimes we feel really tense and tight. Meet it as it is. Meet the moment exactly as it is. Just knowing that everything is going to shift and move as we stretch it out. One more deep breath here. Good. And then slowly rise up. If you're using blocks, set them off to the side. And just do some shoulder rolls. Sit back in a kneeling position. All right, now we'll come off fours to prepare for downward dog. So hands just forward to the shoulders. Ooh, I can really feel that already. There's a strong opening there in the upper body. Spread your fingers, wrist creases parallel to the front of the mat. Melt the chest down, right? So you're sinking down in the upper back here, and that's integrating the shoulders. And then we stretch up and back to downward dog. Bending a knee, straighten the other leg, loosen up a few times. Make sure you're gripping the floor, strong pressing action through your finger pads where the fingerprints are and the mounds of your fingers. You want to feel like you're clawing your fingers towards each other as well. So you're creating sort of an arch in the palms of the hands. And then press the floor away, hips up and back. One more breath here. We'll bring knees to the floor. Dolphin pose. Elbows now to the floor, under the shoulders in line with the wrists. Lift your knees, and if your hamstrings are tighter, it's going to be harder to walk the feet in, so you could always keep knees bent and feet further back. But if you're able to, just start to walk your feet forward and press your heart through the arms towards your thighs. So it's definitely easier to walk in more when the hamstrings are open, but we're focusing here on the shoulders, this pressing of heart through arms. Think about shoulders resisting towards the front of the mat, chest moving towards the back of the mat. See if you can lift away from the floor a little bit. Press down through the arms, lift your hips, Lift your spine up towards the sky. One more breath here. And exhale. And we'll bring knees to the floor. Lift your elbows. Press up and back to downward dog. And walk your feet to the front of your mat. Standing forward fold. Once you're there, feet hip bone distance or about 2 fist distance apart. Lift and spread your toes. So you feel the arches of the feet starting to lift. For this forward fold, you could always bend knees. You can bend one knee and sway side to side. Just feel this opening stretch. We'll take this into a twist. Bend your left knee a few inches. Walk your left fingertips forward of your feet, forming a tripod. Stretch your right arm to the sky. Root down from your right hip, ground through the right leg. Relax your face. And exhale, look down, and we'll jump switch the hands. Right hand replaces the left. Bend the right knee. Stretch left leg straight or towards straight. Still lifting arches of the feet. And exhale, and release to your standing forward fold. Step your left foot back to lunge and lower your back knee to the floor. You can always scoot it back and grab a hold of your strap, or you could use a towel or a scarf if you don't have a strap nearby. And if you don't have anything, you could always just hold Anjaneyas and do the exercises we're about to do as best you can without a prop. But if you have your strap, let's hold it about shoulder distance apart. So we're in Anjaneyas, this low lunge position. Holding the strap shoulder distance apart, lunge deeper into the front leg, and 3 times we're going to bend the elbows, pull the strap down, and then stretch it back up. So take a breath in. Exhale, pull down on the strap. Lift through the chest. Inhale, take it back up. Exhale again, pull down. Inhale up. Start to curl more towards the back bend. Look towards the sky if you can. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, stretch up. Take the strap out in front of you, and now make it a wider strap. We're going to go a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart as we take the arms up and overhead. And let's start by reaching arms out in front. Pull the head of the arm bones back, and then stretch up overhead. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, lower the arms behind you. You can always tighten the hands to bring them closer together or widen them if necessary. You come all the way down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, out in front. Inhale and lift. Exhale, arms back behind. Inhale, lift. Exhale in front. One more time, we're going to hold it behind this. When we feel the super deep stretch, inhale up and exhale. Find the sweet spot, usually about parallel to the floor. Pull on the belt. Try to really broaden across the collarbones, lift through the heart. Inhale and rise. Exhale. Whew. That was definitely intense. For me. Hopefully it was for you too. All right, take your time. We're going to switch sides. Anjaneyas. Left leg in front. Let's hold the belt about shoulder distance apart. Sink into the front leg. So you can see how wide my stance here. My right knee is well behind the right hip. You can always pad the knee up if it's too much pressure. All right, let's take the belt up. Breath in. Exhale, pull down. Lift through the chest. Inhale, back up. Exhale, pull down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Now we'll widen the grip. I've got a very long strap, so I'll have to fold it up here so it's not dangling and hitting me. All right, reach the arms out in front. Once you've got the best distance, what you think is optimal for you, lift through the side body. Draw your shoulders back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, the arms behind you. Inhale up. Exhale out in front. Inhale up. Exhale behind. Lift through the chest. Inhale up. Exhale out in front. Last one we're going to hold. Inhale up. Exhale. Let's pause here. Pull the belt taut. Big lift to the heart. Shoulder blades scooping up into the chest. Inhale up. Exhale. And release. And we'll step forward. Shake out the leg. All right, now we're going to do forward fold, clasping fingers behind the back. If you need, you could always use your strap. If not, you could roll it up, have it nearby. So feet, let's go a little bit wider than hip bone distance apart for this forward fold. Lift and spread your toes. Engage the muscles of your legs. Feel the arches of your feet lifting. And let's clasp fingers. Behind the back, stretch arms overhead. If you're not able to clasp, use your belt, or you could just have arms reaching as if there were something there you were holding onto. Lengthen through the side body, but draw your shoulders back and away from the floor. Bend your left knee and twist to the right. Look over the right shoulder. Your hands will go over to the left. And back up. Switch now. Clasp the other fingers in front. So you just jump, switch the clasp as you stretch your arms overhead. And then we'll bend right knee. Take the hands over to the right. Look over the left shoulder. Inhale, back up. Exhale, release hands to the floor. And let's bring knees to the floor. If you have a block, use your block. If you don't have a block, you'll do this without a block. We're coming back into our low lunge position, Anjaneyasana. So back knee is on the block. And this just kind of changes the action a little bit. We're going to do Gomukhya arms. This one, so you could always hold the elbow. You could clasp fingers if you're able to, or use a belt to get the clasp. All right, so knee pressing into the block. Reach the right arm up, bend the elbow. From here, either left hand holds the elbow and pulls it in, or clasp fingers, or use a belt. Sink down into the front leg. So right buttock is reaching for the right heel, and the right tricep pulls in towards the ear. That's actually external rotation to the upper arm. That's what we're looking for here. Big lift to your chest. And if you have a shoulder injury, it's just too difficult to come into this position. You could always have your arms dangling or arms up overhead. All right, we're here for one more breath. Full breath in. Exhale. And release. Half Hanuman or runner stretch. Let's stretch front leg straight. Pressing the right heel down into the ground. Start to pull back isometrically. Feel like you're going to drag your heel back. Lift up and out of the waistline. Turn your belly over your thigh as you fold. Spread the toes of your right foot. Just feel the stretch. Relax your face. With your inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale. Take your time. You could just move the block over. You could try jump switching the block if you could figure out how to do that. All right, right knee up on the block. Left leg forward for lunge. Press front foot and back knee down. Pull them in towards each other. Lift up and out of the waistline. Left arm reaches up. Right hand holding left elbow or clasping or using a belt. Think about left tricep pulling in towards the ear. Lifting up through your spine, draw your shoulders back. The right shoulder especially, you lift through the right side body and plug the head of the arm bone back. Relax your face. Inhale and rise. Exhale. Half Hanuman. Left heel. Spread your toes. Press it down. Pull it back. Lengthen through your spine. Turn your belly over your thigh as you fall. I hope you're feeling the deep opening here. Shoulders, a lot of shoulder work. Hamstring muscles, hip flexors. This spreading of the toes, pressing the heel down and pulling back, heats the muscles up while we're stretching. It's also a very protective action. You want to keep it consistent, creating a form, a place of stability and strength as we stretch. Right? Yoga is a practice of balance, effort and ease, stability and freedom. One more full breath. Inhale and lengthen forward. Bend your knee, and we'll just step forward. Place your block off to the side. If you have a blanket, grab a hold of your blanket. We'll do a small roll here for forward fold on a roll. If you don't have a blanket, you'll do it with your feet flat on the ground, or you could always roll your mat up. Heels are on the floor. Ball mounds of the feet are up on the roll. And I'm just going to come directly into our forward fold here. You're going to feel as if you're pressing the ball mounds of the feet through the roll, pressing through. It's a very strong action, and this helps to move the tops of the shins forward, which helps to resist hyperextension. So especially if you're hypermobile here, it'll be very helpful. So breathe, relax your face. Lift your tailbone towards the sky. If you're tighter in the hamstring muscles and you find that you're excessively rounded in the low back, bend your knees, hands on the shins, and try to lift your seat. You could also have your hands on a block or maybe even on a chair. Keeping your right foot up, step your left foot back to a short stance. Pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana on a roll. Left toes point towards the front left corner of the mat. Variation of this for today, if you're comfortable with balance, is to reach your arms back behind and clasp your fingers the back of the left thigh to the hamstring. So right arm reaches around the right leg, left arm reaches around the left leg to grab. And you pull your hands into your thigh and press your thigh into your hands as you turn your belly over your thigh and fold. Forces you to work with the stabilizing muscles for balance. Yeah, let's release. And we'll switch. Step your left foot up on the roll. Step the right foot back. Right toes point towards front right corner of the mat. Spin your belly over your thigh. Reach back. Grab a hold of the right hamstring if that works for you. Turning over the left thigh. Hello, hamstring. Feeling this one for sure. And then exhale and really step back up on the roll. Uttanasana on a roll. Then step off of the roll. Feel the difference. Again, look forward, bend your knees, and since we have the roll, going to use this to open up the chest and the shoulders. You could also come into Shavasana if you prefer not to use a chest roll. The key here is to have the roll under the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. We're going to close in this position. It's a great supported back bend, great heart and chest opener, shoulder opener. Now, if it's too low on the back, it might be a lot of pressure in the low back, and if it's too high on the back as well. And also be mindful of hyperextension of the neck. So you could always do a very thin roll, like roll it up one time as opposed to thickly rolling it, which you could also do. You could do the whole blanket. Once you're there, if you're comfortable, arms could be overhead or arms off to the side. Could always bend knees as well if it's too much pressure in the low back. And this is a position I used to stay in for sometimes even 15, 20, 25 minutes. I don't suggest that everybody do this, but there was a time I really needed this. And I would do this almost every day, and it really transformed my posture. So I invite you to stay here. I'll leave you in Shavasana, in this final resting position. I invite you to stay for at least a few minutes, or as long as feels right for you and as much time as you have in your day. Just savor this brief period of time for quiet, for stillness. Thanks so much for practicing with me and for supporting the channel. We're so grateful to have you here. If you haven't subscribed, please be sure to do so. Never miss one of the 3 classes we add each week. Hit the like button, leave comments. All these things are beautiful. It helps us to create community and to be with you in this deeper, more profound way. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.